to this treasure mapping interview with Barbara Pellegrino, who I think of as the treasure mapping queen. And Barbara lives in Hawaii and has been specialising in treasure mapping, which is why I wanted to do this interview with her so that she can share some of her gems with you. So let me give you a bit of an official introduction. Barbara Pellegrino is a renowned vision board success trainer. She's an accredited and certified business and life coach, a leading authority in vision boards, which is obviously, remember, another name for treasure maps, and success and goal achievement. A certified NLP, neuro-linguistic programming facilitator and training, a certified core energy coach, a master practitioner in energy leadership, and a published author with Dr. Wayne Dyer, Anthony Robbins, and Dr. Michael Beck, in a book called Living in Abundance, and also in another book with Dr. Tawana Freeman in Purposeful Action, 7 Steps to Fulfillment. So Barbara will guide you in creating your vision, achieving your dreams, and helping you break through blocks and limiting beliefs to a life of abundance and joy. If you would like to find out more about Barbara, do visit visionboards.net. But now, hold on to your hats. We're going straight to an interview with Barbara Pellegrino. Hi, Barbara.
Hi, Liliane. Thank you so much for having me today on this interview. I'm so excited to be talking to you.
You're welcome. It's my pleasure. So let's leap in, first of all, with a bit of your backstory. Perhaps if you could share with everyone who's listening how you came to be involved with treasure maps, and then we'll go from there.
Okay, it started a long time ago. I was teaching a personal development course in Australia, teaching people how to visualize, how to affirm, how to do all the things that you teach in the Mastery Club. That's why I love your book so much, because it helps people achieve whatever they want, and you explain things so beautifully. My only problem was I didn't realize that I didn't have a clear vision of what I wanted. I thought I did. So even though I was visualizing, even though I had my written goals, even though I was doing the actions to try and achieve my dreams, my biggest dream hadn't come true yet. And that was meeting and marrying the man of my dreams. Luckily, I read all about the treasure map back in 1985 is when I was teaching. And 1991, I found how to make a treasure map. So what I did, I cut a picture of a couple embracing. I cut her head off. I put my face in the picture. And then I used that as a visualization tool. So I was continuing all the mind power, all my visualization, all my affirmations, all the things you share with your students. And the difference was I had a clear vision. I could now see myself in the picture of all the things I wanted to have with the man of my dreams. I was very fortunate. It took 3 years. So, some people get results much faster. Some people get results a bit longer than that. But because I had some negative belief systems and some other things I had to accomplish and some skills I had to learn before my man showed up, that he did. He literally walked off the vision board or my treasure map into my life, and my life just got better and better. So much so that in 2005, after I'd been married to him for already 10 years, and now it's 17, 18 years that I've been married to this lovely man.
Wow.
I know it's a long time, because the vision board of the treasure map helps people not only achieve goals but sustain their goals. You can keep your goals for a long time because the vision board is so powerful. And so that's why I'm so excited to share it with people, because my life got bigger and better than I imagined possible. I really experienced true treasures from making my treasure map, not just achieving a goal. It was amazing. So that's why I want to share with everybody I possibly can how to make, create, and manifest their treasure maps or their vision boards. So thank you so much for inviting me today, because we can share and we can tell more people how to really achieve what they want.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
And for so many people, Barbara, this is the perfect modality, isn't it? Because it's such a creative, expressive form, and so easy in many ways, isn't it? To just sit and really, do this creative thing, and then almost let it go and let the magic happen. So it is a pretty lovely tool. So here's another question. How about if you could share some more stories? That's an amazing one, the man of your dreams. If you could share some more stories of success, of difficulties, of funny stories, of your student stories with treasure mapping. Just give us a few more examples of how you and other people that you know, your students, have used this tool in their lives and the results they've achieved.
Okay, so the way I share the vision board, the treasure map, is you can use it three ways. It's a tool, like you just said, it's a visualization, so you can get absolute clarity on what it is you really want. It helps you get a visual match to the written goals that you have. It also inspires you and motivates you. When you look at it, you're motivated, you're excited, and you tend to want to do things to help you achieve those goals. So it'll be a motivating tool, but also it'll be an inspirational tool. The more you look at it, and I'm sure you've explained this with the brain and neural connections, that the more you look at the map, when you go out in your daily life, you'll have these aha moments, these flashes of insight and inspiration. And the other thing we said before is helps you get clear vision on what it is you want. So I've got some funny stories and some very powerful stories. One funny one is that one of my friends who made a vision board, treasure map, she's very creative and she always puts them together. And one day she just pulled out a magazine intuitively. She didn't even think about it. Those little houses like you see on Brighton Beach, the little coloured houses on the beach. And she put on a vision board and she had no idea why she did it, but she just liked it. Then she said she went to Queensland to attend a wedding. And when she got there, she was registering and she got there in the evening. And the people at the reception said to her, "We've upgraded your room." Because whatever, that often happens when you start to work with law of attraction. Serendipitously or synchronistically, good things tend to happen. Good luck seems to happen for people because of the practices that they're doing with their mind and understanding law of attraction. So in the morning, she woke up, she went to bed, it was a very nice room. She opened the blinds and there on the beach in Queensland were these little houses. She laughed her head off. It was incredible, because she had no idea why or the significance of these houses, and boom, there they were. So that's a fun thing. Another friend of mine, a couple of years ago, she was creating her vision board. She wanted this house. She wanted a beautiful new house. She wasn't that happy living in an apartment with her boyfriend, her husband. And so what she did, she put this picture of the house that she liked, just representing symbolically the type of house she liked with the type of view. About 3 months later, this is an amazing story, 3 months later, her boyfriend decided he wanted to buy a house. He went and bought a house unbeknownst to her. She just knew he was buying a house. And it was such a bargain, like the prices had dropped and he grabbed this bargain. Then when he invited her to come and see what this bargain of a house was, she walked in, she went into the bedroom, and her heart almost stopped. She called me, she goes, "You won't believe it, it is the exact house, the exact view, the exact bed. This is amazing." He had bought the exact house that she had used just as a display model, just as an indicator of what she wanted.
Do you know what? I have got goosebumps. My hair standing up on end when you said that story. That's amazing.
She's amazing. She is a very focused, very deliberate co-creator in her life. Wow. She's an athlete, and she really, when she focuses, she does. And these miracles happen for her often. This was the biggest one and the fastest one that I can tell you about. There's another lady recently in Melbourne when I was running a vision board treasure mapping class, and she is in the direct selling business. And so she put the number 20 on her board. She wanted her team of 20 people. She had already 13 in her team. In just over 2 weeks, it was exactly 19 days from when she did the vision board class in Melbourne with me to achieving her goal. She was able to recruit 7 more people into her business. Success like that. Wow. So these stories are amazing, and as we go through the interview, if I can think of some more funny ones, I'll tell you about them. But, right now, the funny one was this thing, and these 2 success stories are incredible, and the woman in Melbourne didn't assume that she would achieve her goal till the end of the year. And it happened in 19 days. Wow. So it was like, Amazing. So everyone's so delighted for her. It was a real miracle. And for others, obviously, it's going to take a longer time. You know, you probably have heard, you know, it takes people 10 years or 20 years or 30 years to become an overnight success. So working with a vision board or a treasure map, sometimes it's like that. People have already been working on their goals. They've already been trying to achieve, like I had with my dreams. I'd written it down, I'd visualized it, but it wasn't until I put that last piece in place, the vision board, the treasure map, till the dream came true. For others, the treasure map is the first step in their journey towards achieving their goals. They put the treasure map on the wall or in a journal and look at it daily.
This is the most important thing, isn't it? And if we just hang in there and keep working at our goals and believing in them, eventually they do happen. And it doesn't mean there's something wrong with us if they take a bit longer. Sometimes it just needed to go through a different process. Now, we had a few moments there where the picture and sound went a bit funny, so hopefully it will come out okay in the recording. But let's go to, if you could share, Barbara, why and how you understand that treasure mapping works. Because it does seem like, as you've said, sort of like a magical, mysterious, miracle thing. So what's your understanding of how it works?
Okay, so the very practical application is that when you put the pictures on the board, you get clarity of vision. My husband the man of my dreams just showed up. Hello, darling. A few minutes, I'm on an interview. Thank you.
When you put your pictures on the map, having a focused, really
yes.
clear.
Thank you. So you get a clear vision of what it is you want. So the way it happens, it seems like magic. But what I shared just a minute ago is that sometimes if it takes 10 years to become an overnight success. If you're already disciplined, if you've already been working on the goal, it's that final piece. And the law of attraction will help you. Why? Because of the brain, we've talked before. As you visualize, they say the neurons that fire together wire together. So part of our brain is called the reticular activating system. So what that means, that you probably shared this, and I'll share it with you, quickly, is that as what you focus on, psychologists say what you focus on expands in your life. So focus on the good and the positive and what you want. So it's like the reticular activating system's like a spam filter. It doesn't allow all this stuff in because we'll go, it's too much to pay attention to. So like when people buy a new car, the next day there's the same car everywhere. It's like, did everyone buy the same car the same day? No, but the brain and the subconscious mind and your reticular activating system is starting to point out in the environment, look, there it is, there it is, there it is. So as we know, we're in a universe of attraction. Like attracts like. Success breeds success. So the more we focus, the more we visualize, the more we affirm, the more our brain and our reticular activating system will help us be in the right place at the right time, doing or saying the right thing for us to get the next step and achieve our goal. And so our intuition will be more honed, purely because of the way we're made. So we will be sort of like, you're more honed, you're more ready to accept, ready to recognize an opportunity. Does that make sense?
Yes, well, it's absolutely aligned with all the stuff that I've been saying. Yeah, absolutely. That the things that we focus on, it's not just vague nothingness. There's actually a connection between what we think about and focus on and our brain and then what we then experience next, that it really does, it's meaningful. Yeah. So how about, as a last question here, if you can share with everyone who's listening your tips for creating a treasure map? How the instructions you give to your students and any extra little tips you've got.
Yes, happily. So the first thing I suggest is that you obviously find a ground that you like, a coloured board, a pushpin board, or even a small journal. Some of my students travel the world with a small journal of their visions and their pictures. You must look at it and love it. When you look at it, you must love it. You must enjoy it. It must give you a spontaneous feeling of, yes, I love it, I want it. Remember, we're creating the end result. We're starting with the end in mind. So the vision board or treasure map should be what you want, not the journey towards what you want, but what you want when it's done, when it's finished, the trip that you want to go on, the clothes you want to be wearing, the prizes you want to have, the car, the house, whatever it is you want, the academic qualification, the end result. And then logically, later on, because this is for the right brain, logically later on you can write your action steps. You can create a strategic plan of action, but the vision board is not the journey. The vision board is the end result, because your subconscious mind will relate to it and help you get there as quickly as possible. So that's another part of the magic of the treasure map or the vision board. Even if you have a strategic plan of how to get what you want, you'll probably get there faster when you use the right side and the left side of the brain together. The other thing I offer people is to make sure you've got a word that matches the picture. And put the words like fun, easily, happily, healthfully. And they're for me like little safety nets, because a lot of people have belief systems that if I achieve this, I have to work really hard. Or if I achieve this, I will suffer with my health. There might be some negative belief systems that you're not even aware of that you've lived with all your life. So the treasure map, if you've got the word of what you want, easily, fun, happily, it'll help bring up the negative beliefs that you can overcome and reframe or change in your mind. So it's a very powerful personal development tool as well as an inspirational tool. What else can I share with you? Always what I like to suggest is that you put your own picture, your own face in the picture. So a lady who lost a lot of weight, what she did, and she did an incremental vision board. This is another thing as well, an incremental treasure map. She was like maybe 80 or 100 pounds overweight, which is like 50 kilos overweight, around about that. And what people would normally do, this is counterintuitive, but what people would normally do in the treasure map, they'd find a much thinner person and they'd put their own face on it. And it's like initially it's like, yay, that'd be great. But after a while, for some people, it's like, that'll never happen. That's too big a leap. It's too big a goal. I can't do it. So what she did, she put her face on a body that was just 5 kilos less. Mm-hmm. And when she achieved that, then she got another picture and she put her face on a body that was 5 kilos less. And she did it incrementally. And that was her motivation, and her brain, her conscious mind and her subconscious were able to believe it. Mm-hmm. And so therefore she got herself down the 80 pounds so far. So maybe there's another 5 kilos to go, but she's done it and it's been permanent and it's been over a few years. So it's very powerful for you to put your own face on it, because then, like you probably have spoken about, Liliane, that you're fully associated. You can see yourself in the picture. How many people have you heard say, I just can't imagine myself that way. I just can't imagine that happening. Well, this way, if you see yourself, it's like, wow, now I can see what it looks like. That was helpful.
Yes, thank you. I got some brilliant points out of there. I particularly loved your point about you've got to love it. You've got to look at it and love it. I love that point. I thank you for making the point about the left and right hemispheres of the brain and having the images and the words there, that balance thing. So that's really good for whole brain learning. And having those little words, like I've talked about having a phrase on the map like this or something greater, but also having those little words like fun and easily and whatever, so that those are little messages going into the brain that let's have this unfold in a lovely sort of way that that works. And also then your point about having one's own face, which is what you told me when I made my Europe treasure map, and obviously that worked. And the incremental thing, so that, because I agree, it's all very well to have an affirmation or something for the ideal end result, but if we can't relate to it at all, there's no point. We have to work with languaging or treasure maps, vision boards that we can relate to, that feel like, yes, that is me, or that is me soon, like I can relate to it. So that's brilliant. Thank you very much, Barbara. I really appreciate your time and your wisdom and expertise. I feel inspired to make another one myself.
I love it. Well, I can't wait to hear your results, because you've been getting fabulous results, Liliane, with what you do and the way you live your life. You're totally a product of the product.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Well, it's a mutual admiration society then here, Barbara, because I'm also very inspired by what you've been doing and achieving. So thank you for being part of this fourth session on the Mastery Club 10 Lessons Online Adventure. This fourth session about treasure mapping. It's been my great privilege to interview Barbara Pellegrino, the queen of treasure mapping, or in her language, vision boards. And remember to visit visionboards.net to check out Barbara's website and what she does. Thank you again, Barbara, and I'll look forward to seeing you when you're back in Melbourne.
Look forward to seeing you. Thank you, Liliane. It was a pleasure.
Great.